So you say landscape, huh?
Yeah, landscape. That's like the wide picture as opposed to just like a straight up.
Yeah. I need another light. I think I need a second one. I have it here, but if I open it, I think I need to change the bulb because if I open it, the fuse break is false. So I think it's a lamp issue. So yes, this was what I was aiming, because I was watching the online battles that we fought with Ian, and they were very successful, but the picture was very bad because we were using, and for Ian also to enjoy it more.
You can get them cheaper on eBay as well. That's why. Yeah,
I'll have a look on there as well.
You can get them for about 20, even £30 cheaper.
Oh right, I'll definitely have a look then. I've got a name. I've got the name of it now, so I can answer them.
So I got this one when my other one, the other one I bought, which was second-hand thing, but this was brand new, and I got it for, I think it was £56 plus postage, and that even came with a little tripod thing, just a little one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got come with something like that. So
Yeah,
That came with your camera?
yeah.
That's a big one.
Oh, he is extended out. It does go right down. That's as high as it goes.
Mm.
Don't go
I have
wrong.
one. I have one just like that. 2 of them.
Yeah.
But they're a lot taller. They can get really big. They're really useful.
Yeah. No, I did look at when I started doing my battles. One that's like just an arm that you clip like this, like it clips on a.
Yeah, I've seen
on
them.
a table, like a expandable telescopic arm. So I'm thinking of getting one of those when I actually do start the tabletop battles. And just stick them on the end there, and then I can put a camera even up there and come down on this one. We'll see. Yeah, I've got a lot to figure out how I'm going to do it all. But no, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, seeing what you got there, it's I got to. Oh.
What you can do to check something?
Strangling myself with this bloody thing. I don't know what I've done here. Oh.
Hang on, Andrew. Hang on.
Yes. First live strangulation on online.
Oh God.
I don't know what I've done with my glasses. I've put them down somewhere. I can see normally with my glasses when I use these for painting, but my glasses are fine for prepping and stuff. I don't know what I've done. Sat on.
They'll probably wrap around your bloody earphone cord.
Yeah, I'm just looking now just in case. I know I've put them down.
Hey, Ian, what did you use? I know you painted with 6mm ACW. What was the base blue color you used for the Union?
What for the trousers was sky blue.
Right.
And the jacket was, I think I used just the standard dark blue, but I highlighted it just a tinge on the shoulders with, was it royal blue? but it was just the standard blue, you know, the standard dark blue, what you get in the Vallejo tube, and I just used the, was it real blue to highlight it?
Prussian blue,
It could have been Prussian blue.
dark Prussian blue, and
What'd you use, Andrew? You painted 10 mil.
I started off with that, and it didn't look right the way I was doing it. So
What, the dark blue?
yeah, because I do the base coat, and then I give everything a black wash, and then I highlight it again with the base coat again, and I ended up using Citadel paint. What's it called again? Cantor blue. Let me find it a sec.
It doesn't really match with six because of them being so small.
Yeah, it's not as dark as Prussian blue. Yeah, Cantor blue. I use for the jackets, and I put a black, what do you call it? Non-oil. Yeah. Non-oil wash over that, and then I just put Cantor blue back on top of that, just like as you said, like on the shoulders and elbows and just bits of the jackets that are showing, and it just worked perfectly. But
I'm base coating them right now, and
yeah,
I know the jackets were a very dark blue.
Yeah.
And I chose to use some straight Prussian blue.
Yeah.
And it seems to be what I'm looking for. I used another shade of blue that I have sitting here. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of just navy blue, but it's not as dark. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't. These two that are painted, one's much darker than the other.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's the Prussian blue.
But if you wanted an easy way of, if you've got like a black ink or a black wash, just slightly water it down and just give them a wash of that and let it dry, and then just go back over it with your base coat and I mean for 10 mil it works perfectly.
So it gets right in the recesses.
Yeah, and then you just do your first highlight with your base color again, and then if you really want another highlight, you just lighten it up with just a dab of another lighter blue mixed in with your Prussian blue, and it comes out.
Yeah, there you go.
Just on the very highlights of the folds. That's what I did for 10 mil. I found the Prussian blue was just a bit too dark. So.
Okay. I like it. I think I'm going to go with just straight Prussian blue as a base coat over the whole figure, kind of like priming it, and build up from that.
Okay. Yeah. It is a nice color, though. You can't go far wrong with Vallejo. They're pretty good.
Yeah, the colours are not bad at all, I must admit.
Yeah.
I just don't like the containers.
Yeah, I don't mind the dropper bottles. I used to get the I know these aren't Vallejo or anything. I used to get the ones where you had the old flip lid, and they always used to dry out on me. It used to drive me nuts. Spend a couple quid on a thing of paint, and then 6 months down the line, it's just gone. So I mean, I had a load of Citadel colours from years ago, and I just bought a lot of dropper bottles online for, I think it was about 8 quid, and I've just transferred them in with a bit of what do you call it, flow aid, and they're absolutely perfect again. And that's what they're about. 7-year-old, these paints. And it's just absolutely perfect. So I've got two sets there now. But I find the Citadel paints they're a lot nicer for doing fantasy figures. They're just that little brighter colour. They do really well for fantasy, and well, they'd be good for medieval. I mean, all the different colours there.
I think now that this photograph looks good, I think this will be a very nice photograph for promo of the battle.
Yeah.
Nick's having a practice battle.
No, I'm just checking the angles and checking how Ian looks, because you know we had online battles, fun online battles, but it's not. It was. I mean, when Ian was blurry, you know, you could not enjoy it as much. But now it's like he's with me in the game, you know, like he's with me on the table, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, see, that's clear as a bell. You could leave them like that, Nick, actually. You don't need to go back to the baseline. I'm quite happy with the troops on the hill and in front of the bridge.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. No worries. You can start from there. You can put an ambush. You can put an ambush if you want.
Oh boy, what a battle. After this battle, you guys won't be talking to each other for a month. That's it.
Well, I'll tell you something. We fought 2 online battles. Okay, yep. Agincourt, I lost. I accepted my defeat. But Shrewsbury, I will tell you, at Shrewsbury, I killed the king, but I lost again.
Yeah.
Never.
It's all Greek to me, that.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe we better mute him, but nah, nobody understands that.
Yeah. So yes, so I won the battle. No, I didn't win the battle. I killed King Henry IV.
Oh boy!
But in the last melee before the accumulation of panic in the Royalist army, I lost.
That's right. Yeah, it was just down to a die roll towards the end, because I was back against the wall. Then I was about ready. The arm was ready to break. We pulled it out the fire. Right. So you're due for a win.
But this one is not historical. We can find historical with Ian very easily now with so many figures, but this is fun.
Yeah, Vil the Athena, this one.
Wait, I'm just going to go and make a quick cup of coffee and bring it in.
Okay.
I think I need another light. Here?
You can always use another light.
I have it here. If I open it, the fuses will break, but will fall. But let me check.
Yeah.
Where's the trap?
We have a brief extra light, and then it goes dark.
It will go suddenly, but let's. Oh,
yep.
Okay. I need to change the fuse. I need to change the bulb, I think.
Wow.
I think so.
That was quick and easy.
It's the same light, but I think it's the bulb is not working. So I'll go get a new bulb, because you can imagine this light happens from only this. So if I get a second from a different direction, maybe. From what direction I should get the second, Curtis?
From what direction?
Yeah, if I have 2 of these, what I showed you before.
Well, in relationship to the camera, ideally you want one on the left and one on the right.
Okay.
Pointing down on your table, not at the camera. And if you have a third one, make sure it's above and in front of the camera, but way high. So it's shooting light down from that direction.
Yeah.
But don't really put it behind you, because you're going to get shadows. They're behind the camera.
Yeah.
And actually be aware of that, because no matter where the light is coming from, if your body is getting in the way, you're going to have all these shadows. So make sure they're high.
Yeah, true. They are high. Yes, true.
Just try and get as many angles as you can. That's all.
What colour are the pants going to be, Curtis? Are they going to be sky blue, or are you doing them red?
These, I think, are red. So I'll literally be painting red over top of the dark blue.
Well, don't matter. It'll cover. Red's a good coverer.
Yeah, have you read the rules at all, Hail Caesar?
Have I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a meter on the table. I've been looking through them and looking at the quick play rules on the back. You know, the charts and things.
Anyway, we need to make the other thing we need to do. I have to sit down and make the army lists because we need to put special, for example, the difference between English archers and Scottish archers is that the English archers are marksmen. So they re-roll one missed roll. So we need to put the rules.
Yeah, knock up an army list and send me it and we'll be fine.
I will fix the army list and send it to you.
I don't know if I asked you this before, Andrew, but have you ever been interested outside of American Civil War in any kind of naval gaming?
Oh yeah. Napoleonic naval is the one I want. Well, I'm going to do.
And what kind of scale would you want to play? I mean, big fleet battles or the smaller ship-on-ship squadron actions?
Both. Yeah, I'd go for both.
Both.
Yeah. The scale I want to use is it 1/1200?
Me too.
Yeah, that's a scale. I went on to, is it GMT games, and I was looking at. I very nearly bought it yesterday. Fighting Sail.
Yep.
Because I've got wooden ships and Iron Men, but I mean it's a good game, but it shows its age a bit there now. I've had donkey's years. But I saw the Fighting Sail, and there's a couple other supplements to it as well. So I can see myself buying it in the next month anyway.
One of their games. I don't know if it's Flying Colors. I'm gonna take a quick look, but they do have one game. It's a fleet action game, but literally you have every ship and every historical battle that it covers. You got every ship as a counter on the map, and some of these battles are huge.
Yeah,
just huge.
Yeah, no, it's something that I come from a naval town, so they used to build some of those ships down there, down where I used to live, and I've actually worked on some of the old slips that they used to launch them from, and it's always fascinated me. That in pre-Dreadnought, that's the other era I like.
Yeah, I like pre-Dreadnought.
Yeah. So no, I'm definitely going to get into naval. I had a few board games in that. I had Harpoon. I had all the fleet series, 6th Fleet, 7th, 3rd, and 2nd. But no, Napoleonic naval is what I'd be more interested in than anything.
Flying, no, that's White Ensign. Blue Cross, White Ensign. And for Flying Colors, I think.
Yeah, that's the one. Flying Colors, yeah.
It's got a lot of expansions, if it's what I think it is.
Yeah.
And it covers everything through the Napoleonics and everything previous wooden ship era. But from what I've seen, the battles are pretty big, but the rules aren't too heavy. You know, it's kind of made so you can fight out these big battles in a relatively decent amount of time.
Yeah. I find the bigger the battle, the less complex the rules. It flows a lot better, I think.
Flying Colors, 3rd edition is what it's called.
Yeah.
Deluxe 3rd edition. Here it is. It's on the P500 list for $49, $75 regular price.
No, I very nearly had an expensive day yesterday because I saw the American Civil War. Just I think it's the 2nd edition or 3rd edition. The U.S. Civil War by is it Simonich?
Yeah, Simonich, yeah.
Simonich, yeah. I saw that, and the finger was hovering on the buy button for both of them. Talked myself out of it though. I can wait a month.
The scale is 5 to 10 minutes per turn.
Yeah.
100 meters per hex. Individual ships on each counter. 1 to 4 players. The thing that steered me away from it is that, like you said, bigger battles, simpler rules. I'm not really into the big, giant full battles. I like the detail of commanding from a ship's deck and having all that rich detail of doing that. And commanding a part of a bigger battle, perhaps, or just a few squadrons fighting against you. That's what I like. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot available outside of some old, outdated, out-of-print sets of rules, like Wooden Ships and Iron Men, which is a classic.
Yeah.
There's one company that does make rules that fit this. And it's the only company I could find, and it's here in the States. I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember the name of the rules, but it's in print. You can buy it. It's like it's kind of expensive. It's like close to $40.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up again. I can never remember. It's the only one I could find where you get all the details of the ship and the various crew mechanics and details that you'd expect in a small scale game like that. Only one I could find. I haven't bought it because it's so expensive. They're the company that makes General Quarters 3rd edition. World War II game.
Yeah, I know it.
And they have a World War II micro scale game as well. I can't think of the name of that. Wow, I just can't think anymore, man. I can't. Really can't. Let me look at I depend on my laptop anymore to remind me of all these things. Just look at my whatever it's called. I don't even remember.
Do what I do. I keep this little book beside my computer.
Yeah, you do.
And every time I see something, I just write it down. I've just got pages and pages and pages of different blogs and different sites and games. That's what I do, just write it all down.
Mein Panzer is the name of the World War II rules. So,
Mein Panzer. I've heard of that.
I bought their General Quarters 3rd edition rules. I do have that, plus the World War I supplement.
Yeah.
Never played it. Let's see. General Quarters 3 rules. Now I'll find it.
I do have the Rod Langton rule set as well.
The company is called Old Dominion Game Works. They're the publisher. General Quarters and their other games. And you can get everything as a PDF too, so that's nice and convenient.
Yeah.
Mein Panzer, Mein Zombie. They have a zombie apocalypse version of the World War II rules.
Good Lord.
They also publish historical battle lines, which is their horse and musket era rules.
Oh, that's the old one I got. That's the Ancients one.
What are they called?
Oh Christ. Naomashi? I'll have to show it to you. You'd have to.
I have it. I actually have that.
Do you have it? Oh, what's that?
I found it years and years and years ago in a hobby shop. And I said,
Yeah.
I gotta have that. Numancia.
Numancia, that's it, yeah. Yeah.
We'll have to ask Nick if we're pronouncing that right.
What?
Numancia.
This is what, Greek?
I don't know. You tell me.
Is it Roman? Roman Greek? I'm not sure.
Tell me again how it's spelled. How it's called?
Numancia? Numancia?
It's what? It's what? It's for what? It's
naval battles in the ancient world.
Navmakia, yeah.
Navmakia.
Makia. I remember that for the CH.
Navmakia.
Numancia.
Numancia is something with the monkey. Navmakia.
Oh, dang.
Navmakia means battling on the sea, in the sea.
That is cool. I'm glad I know you, Nick. You're a useful little fellow.
Yeah. I'm not very little, but
Numancia. I like Numancia. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Numancia.
So I've got that one from the ancients when I do get round to them.
Wow. Now, the name of those rules for small fleet actions or small squadron actions for the wooden ship spirit is called Post Captain. That's the name of it.
Yeah.
And it's a digital download for $31.95 USD. Kind of expensive. But it's the only one I could find. I think they're sitting on my shelf. 1 second. Let me grab. See if I got the same thing you do.
You like the figures? You like the setup?
Oh, yeah. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
That's eye candy in its best. Oh, that's something I dreamed to do with my American Civil War.
Well, I tell you something, because the guys know me many years, I've been, focusing on this era because I love it for more than 8 years now. I mean, this is not the work of of a year or two. It started from 2008, 2009 until I understood, but I didn't do anything else. I mean, I didn't do any Crusaders, any feudal. I didn't do any Dark Ages, nothing. Just this.
Yeah. It's a passion.
Yes, I love the era. I don't know why.
Now, I think in every wargamer, there's just one period of history that just grabs you completely.
Yes.
Is this it, Andrew?
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. No, it looks a very good set of rules actually for.
I always liked it because it had lists and point system, I believe. There's a supplement here for it.
That's it. I've got that as well. Yeah. Yeah.
This, in my opinion, is one of the better sets of rules out there. It fits my requirements to a T. This is exactly what I love. The detail and stuff. Like, look at all this beautiful complexity. Look at that. Oh, man, I'm just melting.
Yeah.
That's not difficult. That's the ability chart. And they're laminated sheets, too. The ones I got.
Yeah. No, the ones they're not laminated. They're just, I'm going to laminate them. I'll take them up to the library and get them done. But yeah, that's the set. I've got a shoebox literally full of Zeiston galleys and triremes and quinteremes and all sorts. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. The thing I like about it, you can do individual ships or squadrons of ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make some nice rules.
Yeah. Lots of examples as well. Examples of play. Yeah.
I've never played it. I've always
No.
used it as a reference so far.
Yeah.
I found this in a hobby shop that sold board games and models and puzzles and beer making kits, that kind of thing. This is way back.
Yeah.
But I saw it, recognized it, and said, I got to get that. I may never see it available to me again. So.
No, I was given mine by a friend. I painted some First World War German miniatures, and he gave me this rule set in the figures and everything. So I thought, well, that's just what I want to do. That's great. No, but I certainly want to get into naval. That's my one of my next projects I want to sort of work on once I've got to a stage with this lot.
Yeah, same with me, actually.
I'm going to actually start this year, start to buy some ships off of Royal Blankton.
Like you, I started my collection I started years ago, but I did dig out my old 12400 World War I ships. And I posted some pics of them.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing them. Yeah.
And I know I haven't found them all because there's some big German ships that I have. I've seen them before. I know I have them, but I couldn't find them. So I have looked all over, and I still haven't found them. So
they'll be tucked away in a little box somewhere.
God, they could be up in the attic. That would be a tragedy. It would, because that would be a lot of searching.
Yeah.
But my backup is that WTJ, War Times Journal. If anybody out there has heard about this company, they're a great company. They make I'm not sure they make metal ships. They do make resin, and they make some new type of printed ships as well for the bigger scales. Like they make scales of ships huge, 1/600 World War I ships. Are you serious? And they're huge. But
sorry to interrupt. I am logging off to go back home, and I will come back again. Okay.
Okay. We'll be here, Nick. Drive safe.
All right.
Okay. All right. Take care, buddy.
And WTJ, great source of World War I and pre-dreadnought era ships, and they're really cheap, really cheap. And I got a bunch of their metal Russo-Japanese War ships, 1/3000 scale. They're beautiful. So that's where I'm going to get the rest of my ships for 1/2400 World War I. That's the plan.
Yeah, there is a company that, because I think if I do pre-dreadnought, I want to do is it Tsushima?
Yeah.
Tsushima?
So
that's
Japanese.
the one I want to do. And there's an American company that they do all scales, but it's like a clear plastic, not a clear plastic. It might be resin, like a clear resin anyway.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And the detail on them is unbelievable.
I think Ralph Astley got some of them, and he did the Spanish-American War.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they were from there, but they were very expensive, but they were beautiful models. Yeah,
that's the ones I was looking at getting, because I think they do the full range from Tsushima, for the Battle of Tsushima.
Yeah.
So but that's the ones I was looking at. So, but I think when I do Napoleonic, it will be Rod Langton. I did get a couple of his ships, and the detail on them is unbelievable.
I was looking at the GHQ And
Yeah,
man, some of them were like $20 a ship for a big, big battleship. That's too much.
Yeah. No, the ones I was looking at were the 1200 scale was, I think they come into about £12 at the dearest for the big ships of the line. The I don't know what you call them, first freighters.
Yeah.
And I think as you move down to the frigates, I think they're about £9, something like that. And then you go down to your cutters and your brigs. I'm not sure if there's any other scales after that.
What was the name? Change the topic here just briefly. What was the name of the British issued infantry rifle in late war World War II?
It was the SNLE Lee-Enfield, wasn't it? The short magazine.
Lee-Enfield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm looking at some nice colored pictures of it so I could paint it.
Yeah. It's got the short magazine. I think it only held 5 rounds.
You're right. You're right.
Isn't that they've only just recently in the British Army some of the, what do they call them, snipers or sharpshooters, they've only just really given them up. Is that the one?
Could be.
Because they're that good.
Yeah. Well, we had, I mean, the Lee-Enfield, the 303 went out before I joined. We had the SLR.
Yeah.
We had the SLR, but I mean, now that we've got rid of that, they've got this plastic SA-80 rubbish, haven't they?
Yeah.
But I mean, the SLR, you could play hockey with that. You could do anything with that bugger and it would work.
Yeah. I mean, I was in the cadets, and we used to go to Beasley for the shooting, and it was the 303 at first, then it went to the SLR, then it went to the SLR, the conversion that was down to a 2.2, and that was it. Then I was out of cadets, and by then they've started bringing in other stuff.
Can you see that, Andrew? The picture?
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah.
What's that bottom one?
I think that's the one they had in Burma, in the jungles.
Yeah.
Didn't they have one for that?
Possibly. It looks like one we use in trench or suburban fighting, with it being shorter.
Yeah.
You're not going to get snagged on walls and things. Or as you say, in the jungle, you're not going to get snagged up on branches and stuff. So you've got a shorter barrel.
That one the one in the middle actually looks like what my figures here are equipped with.
That's the standard one. That one at the top looks a right beast, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that looks like the First World War one.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
So that's the Lee-Enfield versions of them, anyway.
So I saw online once, actually, some of the US forces in Afghanistan were pinned down by some of the, was it Taliban or whoever it was? They were still using Lee-Enfields.
Yeah. Well, they use anything, didn't they? The Afghanists.
Yeah.
They'll still be using flintlocks from the northwest frontier. They don't give a bugger if it fires; they'll do it.
Yeah. But they still actually make them in Pakistan, I think, the Lee-Enfield, or copies of them anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good rifle. Did its job.
Yeah. There was there's a chap on one of the YouTube channels. It deals with all types of historical guns, and he's a collector, and he does an unwrapping of a 303 from the 1956 or something. It was still in its original wrapping, waxed paper, oiled paper, and he gradually uncovered it, and it was absolutely mint condition, beautiful gun. and he cleaned it all up and everything, and he was there shooting away with it. Trying to think of the guy's name. No, I can't remember. But no, it's a heavy old gun. In fact, when I first fired a 303, I chipped my front tooth.
Yeah, they had a kick. So
Yeah.
I fired a Bren once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, when we had I was under training at HMS Raleigh at Toe Point. That's where we did the rifle range with the SLR. But when we'd finished with the SLRs,
Yeah.
they let us have a go on a Bren. And
Yeah.
bloody hell, that takes some bloody control, does that thing.
Yeah.
Oof.
You see them in the films when they're just holding it and it's just
Oh
spraying out,
yeah,
right?
oh yeah. Think again.
Yeah.
Weighs a bloody ton, and then when you do pull the trigger, is it jumps right or is it jumps left? I can't remember now. I think it ejects from the right, and it automatically jumps left, so you've got to constantly correct it to go back to the right, and you don't just go on automatic. You fire 2 or 3 rounds, and then bang 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 bang. You don't just empty the magazine because I think the barrel will bloody melt and droop.
Yeah. No, we watched the RAF regiment. They use what were they using? Sterlings, which was a sort of modern version of the Sten gun.
Yeah, actually, yeah. They still had them when I was in Sterling.
Yeah, and they were firing away with them.
They were rubbish.
Yeah.
They were accurate. I used to have to carry one as a radio operator, if it was on landing party.
Yeah.
And it made a lot of noise, and it fired a lot of bullets, but you couldn't hit a barn door.
Wow.
Yeah. But no, they used to build RAF regiment. I don't think they have them anymore.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some stashed away somewhere, because we tend to hang on to stuff forever, don't we?
Yeah.
British, you never get rid of it.
Bit like the Russians.
Mind you, if it works, I mean, why get rid of it if it works?
Yeah. No, they've even found in some of the Middle Eastern countries. Was it the German? What was the first like an assault rifle they had? The SG-44 or something.
Yeah, it's in focus now. Yeah.
And they're still finding them out there being used. It looks like an AK-47, basically, but they're still using that. In fact, today I was watching again on YouTube. I was watching a program on YouTube today about the last times the German tanks were used, and they were used in 1967 in the Arab-Israeli War, and it was Panzer IVs, and I think it was Stugs. That the Syrians had bought off of France. I think France had 140 stashed away, and the Syrians bought them for about 50-odd thousand pound each.
Wow!
And did them off Stugs off of, I think it was the Croatians. The Croatians were just going out into the countryside and taking the wrecks and refurbishing them, and then selling them off to the Middle Eastern countries.
I didn't like that.
But you can actually see the film footage of Panzer IVs up against the Israeli Shermans.
They used a lot of ex-British tanks as well, didn't they? Centurions and anything they could get their hands on, really.
Yeah.
Don't blame them.
They showed you a clip. One of the last battles the Panzer IV took part in was against the Centurion. Yeah. They got creamed though. They got absolutely blown to hell. But no, fascinating program.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that's down to training, not the equipment so much. I think it's down to the caliber of the crews, isn't it?
Yeah. But they had they had some other weird weird stuff that was from the Second World War. Well, there was a thing with the recent sort of Ukraine thing that's sort of going on. They had a Joseph Stalin, one of the first heavy tanks. It was on a plinth, and within a few hours they'd had it fired up and it was all ready for action.
And get the museum pieces in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the Israelis also got a lot of ex-German Me-109s from the Czechs, and I believe they re-engined them with Supermarine, the Merlin engine, which is ironic, isn't it? Really, an Me-109 with a Spitfire engine.
Yeah, they jury-rigged a lot of stuff. No, it's even the right up into the Arab Suez, 1956.
Yeah.
There was, I mean, the last thing a Spitfire shot down was another Spitfire.
Both sides had them, didn't they?
Yeah. And it was RAF Spitfires shot down by Israeli Spitfires flown by American pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was it's a weird thing that's happened out there with all the different weapons. I can see all the dust and the hair's bloody stuck to the buildings now. Now I've primed them. Oh. It's all gone in the clapboard. I'll have to give myself some filler, I think. There's a lot of potholes in this one.
Can't you work around that as if it's aging, or is it just too much?
Some of it is right in your eye. It's only when you actually get a bit of paint on them you notice them, but it would stand out.
You couldn't class it as like wear and tear on the building. It's too much.
Yeah, it's a bit too much on some of the, especially on this one here. It's even warped. It's like a bloody Japanese pagoda there. So I'd have to get some sort of milliput or something, I think, for that, so I can sand down. They're nice buildings. It's time-cast.
Yeah, they're pretty good at that. Have you got any of the battle scale ones?
Yeah, I bought the watermill off of Steve. I bought one of his pre-painted, like a barn type thing. I bought one of them, the white one. I've got that, and I've bought a load of his prepared gun pits, gun positions. All the walls I've bought are Steve's, and all the hedges I've bought are Steve's.
Yeah,
and they are bloody brilliant. They really are nice.
I've got a box full.
Yeah, I'd certainly. In fact, looking at his the European buildings, I mean, I would buy a lot more if I was doing a period of somewhere set in Europe. I'd be buying loads of this stuff.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking of doing is for the next 10 mil project was, I think, 7 years war, something like that. So or even Franco-Prussian, something like that. Just nothing to the scale of what I'm doing with the ACW, but I fancy doing the Sedan battle, the Franco-Prussian War. So I need a lot of buildings for that. So I'd buy a lot of his buildings then. But no, his stuff is top notch. It's absolutely fantastic.
Have you seen his latest creation? What he's working on now? It's a 20mm one.
20 mil, yeah. He's moved into that. Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. No, he takes his time, and you can see, he's passionate about what he does. You can't fault the stonework. I mean, the detail on it is wonderful. No.
Yeah, I agree. He's very passionate about what he's doing, and
Yeah.
each piece is a work of art.
Yeah.
And they're great, wonderful to paint.
Yeah. Yeah, I painted the watermill. No, it's. But I think he's only got a few American Civil War 10mm buildings. I think there's about 4. I've got 2 of them.
Yeah, I've got quite a few of them for 6mm, but he sent me some painted ones as well, which was brilliant because bloody damn sight better painted than I am. So they're the ones I've been using on my battlefields. You know, when most of them is what I've been using.
Yeah. Well, I started to. Well, the first buildings I bought were from him. And then someone recommended I have a look at Timecast, and they had some specific buildings like the Dunker Church and what's this one here? Lee and Gordon's Mill, and they had some some nice little buildings. Matthew's house, and then somebody said try Pendraken, and I got a few buildings from them. They're not too bad. In fact, they're very nice as well. Nicely detailed. And,
you get some if you do go down the 6mm route for ACW, you buy the starter army.
Yeah.
You get some buildings in that as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think there's 3 buildings. I use them. The buildings are fine, and they've got you can put a base on them if you want, because they send like a base which has got like a hedge or something built into it.
Yeah.
You can paint them. I never did because I tend to use mine freestanding, but they do send you the bases if you want to put them in a base. And I think there was in that box the American Civil War. I think there's 3 buildings, 1 large one and 2 small ones, which is a good starting point.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of scope then. I mean, I've even I went online and the actual the railway modelers shops and all that, they do N scale buildings.
Yeah.
Little plastic ones, and they come as a kit. So like that.
Yeah, it's yeah.
And you just basically, it sort of basically looks roughly American Civil War, that sort of era.
Yeah.
So I've got 4 kits up there to build. So I think once I've got this lot done, that's enough for 10mm buildings. Although I would like to get the Lutheran
Seminary, yeah.
Seminary in the gatehouse. I would love to get that.
Yeah, I've got them 2 in 6mm.
Yeah, I haven't seen any 10mm ones.
No.
But I've got a 15mm one that I bought as an impulse on eBay, but it's just a bit too big for 10mm figures. So I'm probably end up selling that again. But no, I've always got keep my eye out for a 10mm one. But they are nice to paint. I must admit they are, and I've enjoyed doing them. Yeah, that one there's got a very great big chunk out of it. I'll have to get some filler. I don't think green stuff would work on this. But on the whole, no, they're pretty good. The thing I do need is rivers. That's the thing I really do need, or not rivers so much as creeks and streams.
Well, Timecast do some resin ones. Soft resin, you know what's pliable, you can bend it.
Yeah.
And they do it in 6, 15, and 28, I believe. Same as roads, you can get them from them as well. But they're all right. I've got some of them, and you can do a lot with them. You can you can give them a lot of abuse. Where the Fat Frank ones that I've got, you've got to be very careful with them. They've got to be stored completely flat.
Yeah.
Because they're like a canvas, and if you twist it, it cracks.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But with these resin, soft resin type things, which likes a kind of rubber, latex,
Yeah.
that you can do out with them. They don't mind.
I was looking at some tutorials on YouTube today as well, where they use cork or silicone. They put out some greaseproof paper, and they just make their own, and it's paintable.
Yeah.
So I might give that a shot first, see if it works out, and if not, then
that's even better, because then of course you can make them to order, can't you? You can make exactly what you want.
Yeah. So I'll give it a shot. I can get some of the stuff from work. I'll give it a shot first, and then if it don't work out, then I'll go to Timecast.
Well, the thing is, if you can get the stuff cheap enough, or for now, then it's worth your effort just having a go. And you say you've lost an hour if it don't work.
Yeah. There is I was looking at there was a chap in America. I think it's Wargamers Terrain, and he does some absolutely gorgeous rivers, absolutely beautiful stuff. I mean, you pay for it, but it's unbelievable. So I did think, well, maybe in the future treat myself to something like that.
You've got to weigh up the costs against the usage, haven't you? And
yeah.
Is it really in the interest to spend this cash? Yes, it's going to look top quality, but is it going to get used regularly, or is it going to end up in a box somewhere at the back of the shelf? I tend to try and find the cheapest options I can, but if it's possible.
I mean, I bought a lot of what do you call that? The snake rail fencing.
Yeah.
I tried doing it myself at first. I bought a load of cocktail sticks and matchsticks, and I was splitting the matchsticks in half, and then splitting the halves in half again.
Yeah.
And it was just taking forever, just to do a couple little lengths.
I did exactly that for my 6mm. Honestly,
Yeah.
did exactly the same, and it does the job, but it's not brilliant, but it works. So I stuck with it. But yeah, it took forever to do, splitting the bloody matchsticks in 4.
Episode 3, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. A lot of good painting, discussions about rules and wargaming topics, all kinds of craziness and wackiness here on the Paint and Chat with Fritz, which is also indirectly the Tabletop Commanders Paint and Chat as well. So thanks for joining us, folks. We'll see you again Sunday. This is episode 3. Episode 4 is next. Probably another 2 hours of us sitting here chatting the hobby, getting things done. See you next time, folks. Take care.
Bye for now.
Bye.